Some of you have probably already heard what I'm about to tell you. And some of you haven't, so I'll start at the beginning.
"1983's Sledgehammer" by David A. Pryor is a soft-focused glimpse into a homoerotic nightmare from another planet. A group of 30-year-old bodybuilder teenage jagoffs
You know you're a jagoff.
You started this, you jagoff!
take a vacation, engage in the greatest food fight ever put to screen,
The smell of rotted, heated up mustard and mayonnaise and all that stuff is not very pleasant.
turn the bromantic sexual tension dial up to 11,
Oh, shit!
Anything you say, sweet pants.
Hey, come on, you guys, knock it off! I know you want this asshole, man, and so do I, but how?
Pounded over and over again by a madman.
and get their brains splattered all over the exceptionally blank walls. A man attempts to balance a beer can on his girlfriend's head, only for it to topple over. Could it be symbolic of the futile struggle to sustain a youthful ignorance in the shadow of an inevitable oblivion? Nah, this is fucking Sledgehammer, baby!
Bullshit!
The gratuitous amount of slow motion that was almost certainly used to pad the runtime certainly adds a sense of dread to the events happening on screen, to a point. Everything overstays its welcome. Nothing is pleasant to look at. Synthesizers drone and crescendo to the point of a near-death experience, only to dissipate in a deafening stillness.
Rise from your eternal sleep. Rise, obey my command.
Establishing shots lingered just long enough to feel awkward. Simple actions like a door opening or closing take what feels like an eternity. Time flows differently here. Narrow labyrinthian hallways twist and turn, expanding and repeating forever into only more darkness. The stench of warm stale beer permeates the dank and dingy carpeted floors. It's truly a nightmare put to screen. Being the first SOV or shot-on-video movie to be filmed specifically for the home video market, though hotly contested depending on who you ask, it's easy to forgive its many flaws.
Mommy was really bad. I had to kill her. She took me away from the game. She was a dead mommy. Mommy was bad. I saw her with that man and wasn't dead.
From its inherent amateurish nature, it's hard to believe that Dave and Ted Pryor would go on to create Killzone only a year later, with massive improvements in almost every regard, and then to go on and create Deadly Prey and Killer Workout.
Now we're gonna have some real fun.
Killer Workout most likely being their most popular film, and while not masterpieces by any stretch, they showcase a talent that's only hiding in the shadows of this film. Now I believe that you could call this film outsider art. Director David Pryor didn't really care if he was making a horror film or not.
The only real inspiration was to learn how to make a movie. And it was either film school or make a movie, and I decided to make a movie. It's that simple.
And you'd see that in his next films where he makes Deadly Prey and Killzone. He just wanted to make a movie, regardless of genre. And like many filmmakers who were up and coming, horror was the easiest way to do that. They worked on almost no budget with no time, they used his apartment as the set, and they only used one other establishing shot for the whole film. This was just a way to make a movie for him, and his brother Ted, who did the effects and would go on to star in most of his other movies. This was just creativity at its purest form. And that's, I think, why so many people love this film and forgive its flaws. It's just a piece of outsider art in a lot of ways. This was his first movie, never had done it before. He says himself his only options were to go to film school or to make a movie, and he decided to make a movie. And I think that pure, raw, creative energy is what gives this film its quirks. They hired friends as actors, and the music was also done by Ted Pryor. Which leads me to that. This score is a lo-fi drone masterpiece. Whether you like it or not, you can't deny that without this music, this film wouldn't even work as well as it does. And I understand how polarizing something like this is. Shot on video movies are not for the faint of heart, and they're not for the average viewer.
Talking to ghosts and goblins, raising the dead, stuff like that.
This is something that most people either dip their toe into or they just go full headlong into it. And I think that Sledgehammer is the perfect example of this genre of film, especially being the first one to do it. Again, that's hotly contested. I'll talk about that in another video. But for all intents and purposes, it really, truly was the first one to do it. There are some interesting creative decisions here, and while most of them don't quite work or even make any sense, these limitations are sometimes what makes Sledgehammer, purposefully or otherwise, such a brain-busting, surreal experience. Scenes in the hallway invoke the encounter with the Phantom in David Lynch's Inland Empire, another polarizing shot-on-video film. The interior of the house begins to wind in upon itself like House of Leaves, until for all we know the outside world has ceased to exist. Our sledgehammer-wielding maniac towers uncannily over his victims, and nobody is unnerved as they probably should be. It's a blessing that this piece of SOV history is as ridiculous and subjectively entertaining as it is. It's a perfect road sign for the things to come in the shot-on-video gold rush that would soon follow. We bow to you, Sledgehammer, and all your opaque glory.
Damn right we do.
A massive thank you to my Patreon supporters. If you would like to support this channel, you can find those links in the description. Bye bye.